Everyone, and welcome back to the channel and another episode of Scooby-Doo First Coins Reaction Zone. So we are back with What's New Scooby-Doo after reacting to the first episode, which we rated a 7.5 out of 10. Gonna have crazy nostalgia for the What's New Scooby-Doo series. Really excited, having a lot of fun so far with it already. Just having to brush over me since it's the one I grew up with. So just gonna be a lot of fun. So in this episode, we are going to watch 3D Struction, released on September 21st, 2002, episode number 2, series episode number 206. And in this episode, Daphne's uncle sends the gang to Costa Rica for the opening of the museum exhibit on dinosaurs. When they meet archaeologist Melbourne O'Reilly, he reveals the legend of a dinosaur spirit. So when the gang watch a dino film in the museum's theater, the dinosaur in the film jumps out of the screen into the audience. It's up to the gang to try to figure out who's really behind this devastating dinosaur disaster. Kind of reminds me of the A-Team Jeep scene. The remake movie. Yeah, but then the first time we'll see a Daphne family member in the main What's New Scooby-Doo continuity. So this is the second time Scooby-Doo faces a dinosaur. The first time was in the new Scooby-Doo and Scrappy-Doo episode, The Dinosaur Deception. Plot elements from The Dinosaur Deception were reused in this episode, i.e. the set is in Latin America. And this is the first episode to not have the Mystery Machine. And then although the episode takes place in Costa Rica, the theme of this chase was recorded by the Mexican band Chicos de Barrio, a cumbia group. This was achieved as Warner acquired their record label at the same time they recorded their theme for Mucha Lucha show for Cartoon Network. Well, that's cool to know. I didn't know that. In the original theme mentioned above, a part that says Dando Fuego a mi tobacco, giving fire to my tobacco, is cut, mainly because it was a children's show. Ironically, the Spanish dub, which is the same language as the song, chose to keep it as is, and that part can explicitly be heard. And then retroactively, I'm going to put property damage in for the whole gang, I think, for the snow monster that they destroy. It's a robot. It kind of just crashed and broke into a bunch of pieces, but she pulled the memory card at the end, but that's pretty much the only damage they really did, because everything else was just snowy stuff. So I'm just going to do, like, a nice even $5,000 for each person, you know, just make it nice and fun. Since everybody was technically a part of it, even though it was mostly Shaggy and Scooby that helped destroy it. I just thought it would be a nice little, good starting number for us, you know. It's the most that, like, Velma and all of them have ever gotten, so keeps it interesting, you know. But, you know, he probably doesn't have a crazy amount of money, so we'll do $1,000, just a good starting value. He's won a lot of tournaments, but still. Alright, now let's get into the episode. I just forgot that I needed to be keeping track of property damage and Scooby Snacks eaten. Oh, the Safari episode. Okay, I remember now. You know, like I said in the previous episode, I have the first 4 episodes on a DVD back in the day whenever I was a kid. Okay, yeah, that's the dinosaur ghost that they were talking about. Yep, really going for those bones with the threat of being, you know, murdered. Private jet, baby. Yep, Daphne's uncle is loaded. Yeah. Archaeology department, man. So fancy. One of the fanciest places they've been to.
I am the museum curator, Dr. Armando Gutierrez. Which one of you is Daphne?
Alright, here we go, our first guy.
I wanted you to enjoy our little dinosaur exhibit.
Not so little.
If the museum is going to keep its doors open, our museum archaeologist, Melbourne O'Reilly.
Yeah, Pinocchio is gonna get murdered too. Of course, Fred knows who he is.
That was nothing. Just a day at the beach compared to collecting them dino bones. It's a bit hard to explain what smashed in that room where they were putting the thing together.
After 65 million years, I think even its spirit would be
You
extinct
better
by now.
believe it, man.
Dr. Gutierrez, do you mind if we take a look around your museum? Not at all. This is Heather Lane, a foreign exchange student who volunteers giving tours.
Hello.
Heather, if you please, a special tour for my special amigos here.
Like the moon isn't really made out of green cheese?
Yeah, come on, guys. You knew that. No moon cheese. Sorry.
The second letter of the Greek alphabet? Just a nickname for the vehicle. Lots easier than saying igneous petrifaction accumulate an old mine shaft. Sure, that's one of our
So much destruction for one dinosaur spirit, man. That's crazy.
75 years ago. Then they closed up all the connecting tunnels.
I just love that the way the animation looks in this style, man. It looks so good. He does give very Richard Hammond Jurassic Park vibes.
It's huge. It's scary. It's right in your lap.
Here we go. The A-Team scene. 4D, baby. My god doesn't even really look like a dinosaur either. It's kind of more dragon style. Probably one of more of the destructive villains too, with all the museum stuff he destroyed, man.
Just when you thought it was safe to go to the museum. I am Luis Cepeda, and I
Here we go. Yep, the dude that's from the Vic site.
I beg you for the renewal. Greater disaster will befall you. Disaster?
Yep. Now he's a suspect since he
Later. G'day.
You have a lot to
did
answer
about
for, my
them.
friend.
If there is a beast, I must find it and capture it. No worries, I have a plan.
Yeah.
Plan?
He's most likely based off the trivia, most likely based off of Steve Irwin. Yep, dinosaur print. Looks like a regular
Something
foot.
weird on my shoe. What is it, man?
I'd say greenish gray gross goop.
And
If any fools come
just
through here,
full
then
go
I'll-
laying around in the cave. So another probably episode where they're mining for resources as the main bad guy because of the how big this mine shaft is and complicated. I do like the continuity-wise, though, that Shaggy still has that thing, dinosaur poop he stepped in.
This must be how the miners got around.
Oh, they destroyed that, trying to get out of the mine shaft to hide from him. And it was only wood, though, so we're gonna do probably like $200 for everybody, I think, just for fun. Keep it even across the board again.
Has a hidden entrance. This stuff is bat guano. It's the basis of many cosmetics. Another good
Bat
reason to check out
guano.
the book. It was
And of
written
course
by
she knows
the
exactly what it is
work here.
in
I personally
cosmetics.
drove to the museum's patent dating process to find out how old it is.
He is a hero. He said so in the magazine.
Yep, so they're each expecting a different person.
Work for free.
Well, how about the filmmaker dude?
According to face recognition,
That's all of them, dude. And a lot of suspects again. That's always the most fun. That's why I like this series the most. I'm thinking since the female, I can't remember her name off the top of my head. Since she appeared so little compared to everybody else, I think it could be her. And then maybe the dude from the dig site, just because I feel like he wants to do right by his country.
Guys, now we'll catch that thing.
Oh, almost got him and destroyed so quickly.
Figured some things out. Get everyone to come to the Cinegrande Theater.
Nobody said detective work was easy.
I love the way they make food look, man. And the slideshow's a great touch. Yep, and it was just laying on the ground. Yep, and Scooby just driving, just chilling.
A crime supercharged with suspense.
Art major, very capable of designing a dinosaur to fit over an excavator.
So she's an art major and a gold miner.
Okay, well, that was a very nonchalant reveal, and if you wouldn't have gotten that, you wouldn't have been revealed too.
Some thousands of years apart. In other words, from different dinosaurs. He just planted them.
Oh, wow, so they just stole it.
Because that is where the gold is stored until it can be sold. Cepeda had helped the curse would scare away O'Reilly.
Never.
Never.
When it didn't, the dinosaur had to become real, with Cepeda and Heather controlling it. This
Yep,
is why
okay, well, we got it right at least. I feel like everybody else didn't really have as much motivation.
Hey, Shag, you gonna pitch in?
Sure.
Scooby-Doo.
So I still love the What's New Scooby-Doo in this moment, in these their Scooby moments and everything like that. I feel like it was a weaker episode overall. I feel like the villain was a lot simpler to deduce. A lot of Scooby-Doo episodes were like, mining for gold or trying to keep people away, and then the keep people away option is always way more interesting than actually just not doing anything. Like, why would you build a freaking giant dinosaur mech, man? Like, that's obviously going to get people interested in what you're doing. Or, like, stealing bones from the World Fair that are thousands and thousands of years old and completely new at a random place. Like, just don't do that. And you would have been fine. On site saying, like, oh, no, it's only in the ground, so it has to be fool's gold. Like, come on, dude. It's not correct. But anyways, fun episode. I think it's going to be weaker for me than the previous one. Just didn't really have as much flavor into it. I think I'm gonna give this one a 6 out of 10 for 3D Struction. I think I did also have an interesting kind of a double villain suspect. Our first one for What's New Scooby-Doo, which was pretty fun. Overall, it had some cute moments with the rest of the gang, but in general, not as strong as the previous episode or what I remember from What's New Scooby-Doo. That's why it's probably not as much in my brain as the previous ones. Because this one, for me, wasn't as iconic, even though it was in that first 4 episodes DVD that I had back in the day. I think I more watched the next one, and then the first one, No Snow Creature, and then the next one, which is Space Ape at the Cape. So for me, 6 out of 10, I think, for this episode. That averages out so far for What's New Scooby-Doo at a 6.75, which I'm very, very happy with, because it's our favorite so far, and should be raising up as we go, especially with the next episode. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed. We're going to keep it short today so we can get to editing. Thank you so much for watching, and I'm really enjoying What's New Scooby-Doo, and I hope you guys do too as we get into the next couple episodes. We will be reacting to What's New Scooby-Doo until September, yeah, because that's when it goes. So I'm very, very excited to continue on with my favorite series. Thank you everyone for watching, and have a great day.